Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Monday morning once you got through getting all the boxes of chocolate I'm sure you got this weekend. Did you get a chance to watch any of the Olympics?
When I stepped on the scales, yes, I had a great weekend. A little bit of the Olympics, a little bit of the Daytona 500, a little bit of the Bears playing baseball. It was kind of a conglomeration of events that was going on.
And don't forget about golf, too, man.
And golf, Pebble Beach was great.
Yeah. So as far as the Olympic medal standing right now, we still in third place?
We are, and haven't really improved all that much this weekend, but there's still a number of events still to go, and I think that's going to make a little bit of a difference. Probably unlikely that the USA can overcome Norway, which is the team leader. They have 26 total medals. USA has 17, 5 of which are gold. But, hey, there's still a number of events. I think the disturbing factor is that there were upsets and injuries. Of course, Lindsey Vonn is probably the most publicized of all the injuries. But all that has taken place in the first week of competition. Second week coming up, and this will be it. It concludes next weekend.
Go Team USA. One thing I did get a chance to watch this weekend between the Valentine's Day festivities was Team USA on Saturday and then again yesterday afternoon. Looking like a pretty good team.
They are going into the knockout. Both teams are into the knockout round. Now, what's the difference? Well, every team that qualifies for the Olympics goes into a pool. It's called, they're divisions is what they are. And the USA has won both the men and the women won their pool play undefeated. But all right, that record's fine. That doesn't mean a thing once you get in a knockout round, because the knockout round, which you have to qualify for, of course, means that one loss and you are gone. Well, the USA women are already in that knockout round. They played on Friday against Italy. That was the quarterfinals, and won that one, I think, 6-0 or something like that. They play this morning. And they play about, maybe 9:30, quarter till 10, somewhere around there our time, against Sweden, and the Swedish team is pretty good. Now, the USA men clinched their pool play yesterday with a very lopsided, and I'm surprised, too, 5-1 victory over Germany. The German team's pretty doggone good. And now they await. Now they'll sit back, practice a little bit, and await to see who wins the matchup, and it's a qualifying matchup between Latvia and Sweden. And probably Sweden will win this one. And get this, Mike, Sweden, the nation of Sweden, is the only European team to have all National Hockey League players on it. Now, the others all have a number of hockey players from the NHL, but Sweden has all their team, and they're pretty good. Anyway, that will be, they'll probably beat Latvia. And one would assume that that's who the USA will play next. That'll be the semifinals and on to the championship round.
Sweden's good, Germany's good, Canada's good, and Team USA's good.
Canada's really good.
Yeah, I mean, so it's going to be a good competition, but regardless, go Team USA. So camps opening up for Major League Baseball.
They are indeed. In Florida and in Arizona, the Grapefruit League and the Cactus League, they will begin play next weekend. In other words, coming up on Saturday, they'll have their first exhibition games, and the exhibition games are intermixed with the World Baseball Classic. And this is one of the years for the World Baseball Classic. That begins on March the 5th, and will conclude with the championship game, which I believe is at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. But they have games in Miami, where, of course, it's warm, and, of course, qualifying games for the Caribbean teams and for the Asian teams. They all have to qualify. One's in Tokyo, and the Caribbean, I'm not sure where they play, but be that as it may, they do have to qualify to get into the World Baseball Classic. But, of course, these are almost all Major League ball players representing their nation, and it's really quite a bit of fun. We'll see what happens.
So, interestingly enough, twice over the weekend, there were two races going on in which there was a pretty gnarly crash towards the end, and then all of a sudden the guy just bringing up the back goes through. I'm talking about that Australian who won gold in speed skating, who's just bringing up the back. A crash happens, he goes through, and then, of course, what happened in NASCAR.
Well, the NASCAR one, Tyler Reddick, was one of these drivers who has it down. He understands what's going on. He's an old pro, not an old kid by any stretch of the imagination, but he's been around in NASCAR circles. He's hanging out in the pack. just waiting for something to happen. And something did happen as they got down the stretch. Okay, they're going to the final lap, and there is a wild wreck on that lap. And that included Kyle Busch, who was in the lead. He got snapped out of it, and several others who were right in there. And here's Reddick. He takes advantage of this wreckage and carnage that's going on, drives right through it, and gets the victory. He edges out Dave Stenhouse in a really good race, an exciting race, and the fans appreciated it. Reddick's a pro. He's been around for a while, and he gets the first win of the NASCAR season, which is the Daytona 500, and now they'll continue virtually, not literally, but virtually every week right up until the championships next November.
It was a lot of fun to watch, and again, in addition to the racing and Olympics, there was a pretty damn good golf tournament happening at Pebble Beach this
gosh,
weekend.
Yes. I'm going to tell you who the story is of a guy who didn't win it. But be that as it may, Colin Morikawa gets the victory at Pebble Beach, and that's a popular win for the fans out there. Morikawa, who is an American, is from the University of California, Golden Bear, and California in Berkeley is not very far away from Pebble Beach. So, indeed, he had the fan support, and he wins it with a birdie on the final hole. It's also Morikawa's first win on the PGA Tour since, I want to say, 2002, somewhere around there. 2022, I should say. He had played quite a few matches and not won. Well, he does get this one, and he was very thrilled with it. Now, of course, they go down to Los Angeles for the Genesis Classic, which is that's another story. But the real story, in my mind, and Morikawa does win it by one stroke, is the guy who finished 2 strokes back. And his name is Scotty Scheffler. What an unbelievable level of golf this guy played. Mike, at the end of the first round, and we talked about this on Friday, he might as well cash it in. Had an even par, which is good, 72. It's also 10 shots back of the leader. 10 shots back. He finishes at 20 under par, including a 63 yesterday in the final round. 3 eagles. My goodness sake. When this guy puts it on, if he can just eliminate the first round in these things, he's going to run away with these things. And Morikawa finishes, or I beg your pardon, Scheffler finishes with a 20, that's 20 under par, 2 shots back of the winner. And that is so unbelievably good considering what he went through. That's just an unbelievable story. Anyway, this week it's the Genesis Invitational, and that's going to be played at Pacific Palisades, California, the Los Angeles Riviera Country Club in Pacific Palisades. They didn't play there last year. They had the tournament, but they had to move it down to San Diego because of the fires. Now, the fires did not hit that golf course, but they were so doggone close to have created, just tremendous disturbance. So they didn't play it at Pacific Palisades. That's where they will play this year. No fires out in Los Angeles this year. So indeed, the Genesis Classic will be the next on the agenda, and that is a signature tournament.
Yes, it is. Speaking of tourneys, not really a tournament, but more of a series for the Missouri State Bears. How'd they do this weekend?
Well, they took 2 out of 3 from Louisiana, down in Lafayette, Louisiana. This team can hit the ball. I'm talking about Missouri State. They win their first game on Friday decisively, 8-2. A very nice win, hitting the ball all over the place. And Bogan Pole had a home run in that one. He's going to be their big home run leader, always is. So the Bears win that first game 8-2. In the second game on Saturday afternoon, Missouri State is down 10-3 late in the game, and they come back to win it 13-12 in 11 innings. That's how this team can hit. They get on these streaks where they're hitting the ball all over the lot and scoring big times. Now, the consistency of the pitching does remain a bit of a problem. Yesterday, the Bears had an early lead, 3-0, fell behind by, I think, a 6 or 7-3, I think it was, came back to make it close, lose the game 9-7. You're not going to win them all. But I think the pitching staff, while it's supposed to be better, it's still a work in progress. They need to get the good starting pitching in there and certainly help from the bullpen. The Bears they take 2 out of 3, so they're 2-1 on the season, play Oral Roberts tomorrow in Tulsa, and then go down to play the former national champs, Ole Miss, in Oxford, Mississippi, for a 3-game series next weekend. That will be very big for them.
Definitely will. Good to hear that they are off to a strong start. That is for sure. Ned, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.